Yo, what the frick's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video today. It is currently raining outside today, so I thought, like, why not do something that I never done in a while? That being ranking Spider-Man villains. And Spider-Man, since he's my favorite superhero of all time, but he's got a lot of villains. Um, so we're pretty much gonna be ranking them all. Well, um, So up here we have spectacular, amazing, good, okay, lame, awful, and just who. As in, like, I don't know this character. Like, I never seen this character before. Um, yeah. Uh, I don't really have much to say today. Um, if a lot of you like want to know about my Spider-Man web series, by the way, be sure to comment below if you're curious to know about it going, because I won't. I'm not spoiling it. But just if you want to know when it's coming out, you just have to ask. Anyway, let's begin. So the first character is Alistair Smythe, who will be going in the amazing section. I personally found his character very interesting, and I remember seeing his character first appear. Like the first time I saw his character was in the '90s Spider-Man show, my childhood show. I didn't grow up in the '90s, but like I have a DVD and with this episode with episodes with Alistair Smythe on it. And honestly, he's actually a cool character. I find him more cooler than his dad, Spencer Smythe. But that's my opinion, at least. The American Son. Okay. American Son. I don't know. Oh, that's a lie. I do know a bit about him. He's not really that interesting of a character. I'm gonna say he's okay because he does have a cool suit. I just don't like how he was introduced in Ultimate Spider-Man. I felt that that was just lame. Besides, I don't even like the Ultimate Spider-Man show. Um, then we got The Answer. Probably one of the lamest supervillains ever. I won't say awful, just lame. Actually, very yeah, I will say awful because he just sounds like a ripoff of the Riddler. That's what he basically sounds like. Like you're just gonna be like, oh, I'm the Riddler, or oh, I'm the answer. Sorry about that. It's just I'm just a little stressed out right now. I'm a little tired still, so I'm still waking up a bit, guys. So don't judge me, please. Um, I Armand, I have no idea who this character is. I'd never even heard of this character. If you have, comment below because there's a couple of characters I've never heard of. Um, Ura, Ura, she's Overdrive's girlfriend, right? Yeah, she is. I never pretty much have seen her. I have heard of her. I just never seen her before. Um, the same can be said with Blisk. I've never seen this character, so if any of you know about this character, be sure to comment. All right, we got Beetle, Amber Jenkins. Beetle is okay. I'm gonna say Beetle is uh I think he's an amazing villain. I mean, I don't necessarily like how he became more of a hero, but he's still a cool villain in my opinion. Um, okay, I never even heard of this beetle, nor do I think I want to look at it because that looks like a weird, messed up beetle. I mean, look at that design. That does not look like a beetle, in my opinion. That looks too freaky. Jancy Lincoln, the daughter of Tombstone. I think she's, in my opinion, she's a good character. I have an action figure of her, or, or and in my opinion, it's not like one of the worst Beatles we've ever got. I do like how it's like not gender swap. Like it's a different Beetle, like taking up the legacy of Beetle. Well, I kind of like that. That's what I like about it. I think that's good. That's a cool character. The Big Man. Big Man was one of the classic Spider-Man villains, and Didn't really get that much attention though. I'll give him okay though. He's actually not that bad of a villain. He's okay though. Then we have Big Wheel. Okay, Big Wheel. He's going in lame. I'm just kidding. He's going okay as well. I know he's a stupid villain. Some of these Spider-Man villains are stupid, but I like some stupid Spider-Man villains. Showing that Spider-Man isn't always serious with villains because some of his villains have ridiculous names like Big Wheel or The Answer. But Big Wheel, I've also seen him in the '90s show. I actually really like his character. Then we have Black Cat. I'm going to put her in good. Not because I don't like her, just because like she's now more of a hero with Spider-Man. She's like more of a team up character, not necessarily a villain. So I'll give her good. I'll give her good for that. All right. Then we have Black Fox. I've only seen him a couple of times, but I don't really necessarily know that much about him. I'm sure I'll just put him in uh who? Black Tarantula. I've never read his character backstory. I don't even know if he has a backstory, but I think he's an okay villain. And like serves just because if we can't get Tarantula back, Black Tarantula's here to stay. All right, Bloodshed. Again, comment below if you know about this character. Or Bombshell. I've seen her in the Ultimate Spider-Man comic. Bombshell's becomes more of a hero, although in the Ultimate Spider-Man comics with Miles and Cloak and Dagger and Spider Woman. I'll just give her okay. I just realized that there's two of them because I remember that one's the daughter that becomes the good guy, the other's the mother. I don't know what happened to her though. Okay, Boomerang. Boomerang. He's one of those villains he's a good villain in my opinion. Not, but he's also kind of like an anti-hero basically. He teams up with Spider-Man a bit, and also possibly going to see him along with some couple of other Spider-Man villains in Spider-Man Brand New Day. I just personally think that this could be good. This could be a good character arc. Um, Brainstorm. I have no idea about this character. Okay. Um, Bricks and Bar. Yes, the Inheritor twins. Um, the Inheritor twins. I necessarily thought they were like good Spider-Man villains, not amazing, just good. Because I read the Spider-Verse book. I have the Spider-Verse book. And these two characters, like, they surprised me. Like, I was terrified of the Inheritors, but mostly just one. All right, we have the Burglar, Uncle Ben's killer. I gotta give him okay. All right, I don't like how they had him returned. I just wish like he should have just been like a one and done, and not have him return in another Spider-Man comic. Calypso, my opinion, Calypso. After seeing her in the '90s show, I looked up more research of her. I think she's a good character, a good Spider-Man villain. Man, we gotta get some Spider-Man villains in the more spectacular. Um, okay, cardiac, cardiac. Is it cardiac? Yeah, I think it's cardiac. I think. Um, in my opinion, I think he's a good Spider-Man villain. He's like a perfect Spider-Man villain. Like where was this guy for the Marvel Legends? My phone just went off. Ignore that, please. All right, next up we have is Carnage. I gotta give it to Carnage. I think he is a spectacular Spider-Man villain. I think, in my opinion, he is the scariest symbiote I have ever seen in my life. Well, aside from like Null or Venom, but I gotta give it to him. He's like a good Spider-Man villain. I kind of liked him in Let There Be Carnage a bit because like even though like they kind of like washed him a bit, he's still a cool character. Uh, Carrion, the clone of the Jackal. I'll put him okay. He's an okay Spider-Man villain in my opinion. Not one of the amazing or spectacular villains, but he's good in his own way. Okay, Chameleon. Again, one of the classic Spider-Man villains I've ever seen. I gotta give him amazing though. Not spectacular, but he is an amazing villain. I do like his character. All right, then we have his Chance. I think he's more of the anti-hero, but wait, no, he's a mercenary. Yeah, just had to remember that. I'll give him okay. I only seen him a couple of issues. Okay, yeah, yeah. Clash. Clash was not that bad of a character than I thought he was going to be. He's kind of like, I think he's a villain, but he's also kind of like an anti-hero as well. Can't remember. Um, for that, I'll give him okay. I'll just give him okay. What do we have next? Cold Heart. I don't know much about the character. I mean, I have seen her in a couple of issues, but I don't really know that much about her. Just for who she is, I'll put her in who. There we have is okay, yeah, I've never even heard of this. Crime Master. Crime Master I have seen before in not just comics, but I've also seen him in a Spider-Man fan film. I thought his character was like very interesting, very intriguing, but for who he is, I'll give him okay. He's an okay. Cyclone. I've never seen Cyclone in a like before. I don't know much about him. So if you, well, I mean, I technically, I guess, have seen him in Far From Home because he was that cloud elemental that we saw during the final battle of Far From Home. All right, Demos. I think he was one of the inheritors, wasn't he not? Comment below if he was. I'll just put him in who for now because I can't necessarily remember. Darter. Okay, Darter. I just found as a lame character. I didn't really find him interesting at all. Just one of those lame characters. Delilah. I'll just put it in for now. Yeah. Okay. Digger. Digger. I know he was part of the. He's part of the lame Zeb Wells comic. I don't know when he first appeared, but I know he was part of that. But he's not necessarily that lame. I do find him. I'll just put him in okay. Not good, but he's an okay character. Find him interesting a bit. Okay, Doc Ock. Okay, yeah, Doc Ock is definitely going in spectacular. Definitely one of the best Spider-Man villains ever. I do like how he became like the superior Spider-Man. That's probably one of the best stories of Doc Ock. Doppelganger. Oh yes, that spider creepy guy. I gotta give him. I'm gonna say he's good. He's a good Spider-Man villain in my opinion because he looks like a Spider-Man copy. He's not necessarily a clone. Well, trust me, he's not a clone Spider-Man, but he's like a creepy version of Spider-Man, which is actually kind of cool. And he also joined Carnage and Shriek. Electro. I gotta give Electro also a spectacular. Like Max Dillon is not just like any ordinary villain because I've also found out that in James Cameron's Camp Spider-Man movie, he was going to be the main villain, but he was going to be a crime lord, which was actually kind of cool. All right, next we have is Electro Fran Fry. I'll just say she's okay. Wow, there's a lot of characters there, either who or okay. Fancy Dan. Okay, I'll just put all of them together. I thought they were like good characters in my opinion. Montana, Ox, and Fancy Dan. I thought they were all like good characters because I do like the Enforcers and I do like how them in like a Spectacular Spider-Man. That was the first time I ever seen them. The Finisher. I don't know that much about him. Wait, actually, no, I do know much about him. Like he was like responsible for the death of Richard and Mary Parker, Peter Parker's parents. Okay, I don't know much about the Ford, but I do know a little bit about Freak. I thought Freak was actually a scary villain in my opinion. Not one of the best, but I'll put him in okay for now. He's an okay villain. I don't know that much about him though. The Funny Bunny. I didn't really like this character at all. I gotta give him lame. I gotta give him lame. Fusion. Fusion actually he has like a tragic backstory. Like his son loved Spider with like was a fan of Spider-Man and pretty much like he jumped off a roof and kind of died because he was dressed up as Spider-Man and the father who is Fusion like wants to get his revenge on Spider-Man. I found that kind of sad. Kind of felt like the Powerplex and Invincible scenario. The Gentleman. Uh he's the brother of the Finisher. I gotta give him okay. I need to know much about these two. Better yet, I'll just put them in Who for now. I'll put them in Who for now, so you guys can probably tell me more about them. Gibbon. Gibbon. I don't really like that much about Gibbon. He's not an awful character, but I'll just say he's lame. I don't really like Gibbon that much. Gog. Gog. He's an okay giant villain. He's kind of more like he became more of a pet to Boomerang and Spider-Man, which is actually kind of funny. Green Goblin. Green Goblin before he became all the stupidness go Goblin. He's definitely one of the spectacular Spider-Man villains ever made, in my opinion. He's one of the best. Yeah, he's just like a menacing Spider-Man villain. He's like one of the best Spider-Man villains ever. Gray Goblin. Okay, okay, just one of the lamest Spider-Man stories, and his story Sins of the Past was very stupid. I did not like it at all. Next, Grizzly. I actually found Grizzly as one of those okay Spider-Man villains, and it's not one of the goodest, but I've also kind of grew to like him a bit. He's like that one Spider-Man villain that like, it's kind of cool to see someone that dresses up like a bear, because we have someone dressed up like a rhino, so I think that's kind of cool. Hammerhead. Hammerhead, in my opinion, he's one of the good like Spider-Man villains I've ever seen. And like, I'd like to see more of him. Hopefully, we'll either see him in Spider-Man 4 or Spider Noir. The Hippo. Oh, I don't really like the Hippo at all. Just a weird character. I gotta give him a name. All right, Roger Kingsley, the Hobgoblin. Okay, I gotta give Roger Kingsley up so spectacular. His Hobgoblin is definitely better than the others, in my opinion. Jason McIndale. Ugh. For who he is, I gotta give him, and I'll give him an okay. Like his Goblin, it's definitely an okay. All right, Demo Goblin, one of the most amount of goblins ever. I'll give him a good as well, because he's definitely the most terrifying of them all. And then we have Phil Urcher. I'll give him amazing, in my opinion. I thought like it was a cool character arc of Hobgoblin. Then he later on becomes the Goblin Knight. I thought that was very cool. The Human Fly. In my opinion, he's a good Spider-Man villain. In my opinion, I do kind of like his character a bit. The Hunger. I've only seen him in one issue. I didn't really like him that much, so I'll give him an no. I won't say awful. I'll give him lame. Hydro-Man. Okay, Hydro-Man, and is going with Hobgoblin, Chameleon, and Beetle, and Alistair Smythe. He's an amazing character. Not spectacular, but he's amazing. And I also did see that episode of him in the 90s cartoon. I just wonder where Sandman was. Like, we could have caught Sandman and Hydro-Man fight. Hypno Hustler. He's not one of the most awful, but he's also not one of the most okay, so I'll say lame. Liguana. I think I've only seen Liguana in the Amazing Spider-Man game. I'll just say he's okay for now. He's okay. J. Jonah Jameson. Okay. For what he is now, I'll also say he's okay, because he now becomes more of a ally of Spider-Man. Jack-o'-lantern. Jack-o'-lantern is definitely he's a trickster. Basically, I'll give him a good. I like the pumpkin design a lot. Jason McIndale, perfect. Jackal. Jackal is just an amazing villain. Like, he's the perfect guy that clones Spider-Man. Because he was in love with Gwen Stacy, and then she died at the hands of the Green Goblin, but he blames Spider-Man, and then he clones him. That's a cool character, in my opinion. But we didn't need so many of issues of the clone saga Jackal. Why would you do this? Anyway, the next Spider-Man villain we got is, I don't know who this character is. He kind of looks like Ra's al Ghul. So I don't know who that is. Joe Biden, seriously? Joe Biden's in the shit. I gotta give him a who. Jonas Arrow. I think he was more of an okay villain, not one of the coolest. I have no idea. Okay, let's see. Uh, Kane Parker. Becomes more of an ally than a villain. But for what his character is, I gotta give him an amazing. I thought he was an amazing villain, and then he became the new Scarlet Spider, and I actually grew to like that. Okay, we have two kangaroos. The original, I have no idea about, but this one, Brian Herbs. I thought Brian Herbs he was a lame character, but he was also okay a bit in my opinion. The second kangaroo was not that bad. Um, Karn. Karn. Oh yes, one of the inheritors. I had to remember that. Sorry about that. Karn. I thought he was a good Spider-Man villain and a good hunter as well. Like I do like his design so much. Kindred. Kindred was one of those scariest Spider-Man villains, and I liked his character a lot in the Nick Spencer run. That was the only run he appeared in. And Kindred was like one of the scariest Spider-Man villains I've ever seen, and I really liked that character arc. I really liked that story. Um, so I gotta give him. Where did I put him? Yeah, I gotta give him amazing for that. Kingpin. Kingpin is we'll see for who he is, where he mostly fights Daredevil. I'll give him an amazing as well. As I do like how he's more of a Daredevil villain than a Spider-Man villain, but either way, he's still a Spider-Man villain in the end. Okay, we have his Kraven, Kraven the Hunter. I like Kraven's last hunt, so I gotta give Kraven spectacular. And Kraven is pretty much one of the best hunters ever, in my opinion. And I'll die on that hill. He's one of the best hunters. But I do not like his spin-off movie. I don't even like some of these Spider-Man villain spin-off movies, except for Venom. He has the best villain spin-offs ever. Okay, we have the Grim Hunter, Kraven's brother, I think. Kraven's son. I don't remember. But I'll give him good. Um, Alexei Kravinoff. I think he was the clone of Kraven. I don't know much about him, but I do see him a bit, so I'll give him okay. All right, Anna Kravinoff, though. Yeah, I have to give it to Anna Kravinoff. She's like the best hunter, in my opinion. Like, she's a good hunter. She takes up after her father. Like, and I've even seen Grim Hunt, and I kind of like that comic a bit. So, yeah. Kraven's last son. Okay, this must be the clone of Kraven. I don't really like this character much, so I'll just give him a name. I don't necessarily like this character at all because I feel like you had enough sons, you didn't need more. Lady Ock. Technically, we did see Lady Ock a bit. What she was gender swapped and into Spider-Verse, but still counts as Lady Ock. I'll give her okay though. She's an okay villain. All right, we have Agony. Okay, Agony. I haven't seen much about her, but I'll put her in okay. She's an okay character for now. Lasher. I barely know much about Lasher. Well, not true. I did see him transform into a dog at one time, so I'll give him okay. He's an okay Spider-Man villain. Phage, on the other hand, I've never seen this character before. Riot, though, he was like a crazy symbiote. I gotta give him good, in my opinion. Okay, what do we have next? We have Scream. Scream was definitely one of, like, a cool symbiote, in my opinion. For that, I'll give her amazing, in my opinion. Judge me if you want, okay? I'll die on that hill. We have the Living Brain. For what Living Brain is, I'll give him a good character villain. He's a good Spider-Man villain, in my opinion. Some of these villains, I know, some of you might hate this, but judge me if you want, okay? Okay, the Lizard. Lizard definitely has one of the best stories ever. Like, he has a couple good stories, so I'll give him Spectacular. He's like one of the best Spider-Man villains ever. The Luba Brothers, I don't know much about them. Okay, Looter, or yeah, he was the guy that got like his powers from an asteroid, right? I'll give him an okay though. He's an okay character. I do like his design too. He was like one of the first Spider-Man villains. He was like one of the classics. Man, Mountain, Marco. Okay, Man, Mountain, Marco. I don't necessarily know much about him at all. J. Jonah Jameson, Man Wolf, the son of Jonah Jameson. I'll say he's a good Spider-Man villain. He's good at sometimes. Okay. I don't know much about this. Okay. Massacre. Okay. I thought Massacre was like one of the good characters. Or he was a cool character. He died in the hands of Superior Spider-Man. So I thought he did have cool character. Though he's just more of a crazy person. Menace. I did like Menace. I thought Menace was an okay character, not one of the best, but an okay character. We have Mendel Strong, who we did see in the original Spider-Man movie, but he died at the hands of Norman. I'll give him an okay. Sorry if I'm rushing this a bit. I just don't want this video to be an hour. If it is, then, jeez. Mephisto. The demon. The one that give that Spider-Man tragedy. Mephisto, I gotta give him amazing. He's just a crazy, amazing demon. All right, we have Mindworm. He was that mutant guy. Didn't really like him that much. I'll give him a lame though. Okay, we have Mirage. Kind of like a ripoff of Mysterio a bit. Creates 3D illusions and stuff. I thought that's okay though. That's actually kind of a cool thing. Than an illusion. Mr. E. Okay, yeah. All right, then we have Molten Man. I thought Molten Man was definitely one of the amazing characters, mainly because I did see his character in Spectacular Spider-Man, and that was like the first time I've ever seen Molten Man. And then, of course, I did see him in Far From Home, and I thought that was also cool. I do hope we see Molten Man in the future of the MCU, along with Hydro Man. All right, then we have Morbius. Morbius is also an amazing villain. Not one of the spectacular, but he's an amazing villain. I do like how he's kind of like a living vampire. Moreland, though, he's was one of the better inheritors. I gotta give him amazing. And he felt more kind of like a more grounded character when he first appeared than Multiverse. That's my opinion. Well, in my opinion, at least. Okay. Yeah. Mr. Negative. Definitely one of the most spectacular Spider-Man villains I've ever seen, in my opinion. I gotta give him spectacular. Or he's like one of the best villains. And we're gonna probably see him in Spider-Man Brand New Day. Alongside Boomerang and what was the other two villains? Scorpion and Tombstone, which I am very happy for. Like, this is gonna be a street level Spider-Man movie. Know this though. Like, they could add 2 more villains and we could finally get it like a Sinister Six. I'm just saying. They don't have to. I'm just saying. Okay, next. Quentin Beck. Mysterio for who he is. I gotta give him spectacular. He's like one of the most insane Spider-Man villains. He's the best illusionist ever. So I'll give him 2. I'll give that to him. Okay, then we have the other 2 knockoffs. All right. I don't necessarily like this Mysterio. I did see his comic bit. Daniel Barker didn't really like it at Reimage at all. Then there's Francis Coon, who I also found a little lame because nothing can beat the original. The other, okay, yeah. Overdrive. Okay, Overdrive. I kind of found him more of like a lame character. I didn't really like his character at all. Oh, actually, Barry, I'll just put him in okay because he's an okay character. He's an okay Spider-Man villain. Override. Okay, nope. Pandemania. I don't really like her character at all. I'll just say it lame. Okay, Prowler. Okay. More specifically, Hobie Brown. I thought Hobie Brown was a good Prowler. In my opinion, he's like the original Prowler. So I'll give him good. Aaron Davis, though. Like, he's possibly the best Prowler. I'll give him amazing. Definitely the best Prowler because he's like the nephew. I mean, not nephew, uncle of Miles Morales. All right, Puma. All right, then we have Puma. Not that bad of a character arc. He's a little good, so I'll give him a good. I'll put him in good for now, in my opinion. I thought he was a good character. The Punisher. For who he was trying to assassinate Spider-Man, he's more of an anti-hero. But however, though, I will put him in amazing, though. Wait, for that, I'll just put him amazing. Queen Goblin. I know the Zeb Wells comics sucked. Queen Goblin, though, I thought she was a good character, kind of interesting. I'll put her in good for now. I'll put her in good. Red Goblin was insanely terrifying. I gotta give him amazing. Not spectacular, but amazing. Like I did like his horrific turn. Regent. He was that guy that prisoned people. I'm gonna put him in good. He kind of looks like Darkseid for a minute. Rhino. One of the most classic Spider-Man villains, but also one of the most stupidest, funny ones. I'm gonna put him in amazing though. In my opinion, he's an amazing Spider-Man villain. Wait, actually, better yet, yeah, I'm just gonna put him in spectacular. I'm just gonna put him in spectacular. Okay, the Rainer. Okay, yeah. Rainmaster. I've only seen him in one Spider-Man issue, that being just the original Stanley and Steve Ditko run, where Spider-Man was hypnotized by the Hypno Hustler and he had to fight Daredevil. I didn't really like this character at all. I'll just say lame. Okay, then we have Rocket Racer. Rocket Racer is more of an ally Spider-Man, but for what he was when he first appeared, I gotta give him a good. I'll give him good. He's one of those cool characters. Okay, then we have the Rose, the son of Fisk. I gotta put him in good as well. Like I do like his character arc. So yeah. Damn it. Stupid ads. Okay, we have next is Sandman. Sandman is definitely a spectacular villain. Like I do like his character study. I liked how he had he has a daughter and she's sick, and he just needs the money for her. Like I kind of like that character storyline more. Um, Score, who pretty much just sues, pretty much kind of like just a flamethrower suit. For what I've seen of him so far, I'll give him an okay. He's an okay Spider-Man villain. Scorpion. Okay, my favorite Spider-Man villain by a mile is definitely Scorpion. You guys already seen Scorpion's design. I gotta give him spectacular. Okay, Scorpia. Scorpia is that female version of Scorpion. I thought she was an okay character as well. She's only okay though for now. Okay, Screwball. I didn't really like Screwball that much, but she's not one of the lame characters, so I'll just say she's good, okay. She's an okay character. Okay, we have Seraph. That creepy butterfly girl, I think. For how creepy she is a bit, I gotta give her a good. She's a good character study. Okay, Shocker. I'm usually would put him in lame, but I'm gonna put him in amazing because he is an amazing Spider-Man villain. Like he's not one of the spectacular, but he's a good Spider-Man villain character. Okay, Shriek, the girlfriend of Carnage. I also gotta put her in amazing. Judge me if you want, okay? I'll die on that hill, okay? Because I know a lot of you are probably gonna judge me in the comments. Okay, Silver Sable. Silver Sable is definitely one of the good Spider-Man villains I've ever seen by a mile. Actually, I'll just put her. Yeah, she's okay and good. She's okay and good. She's okay and good. I do like her character in Spectacular Spider-Man and in the 90s show. Silvermane. I do remember in Spectacular Spider-Man she was the daughter of Silvermane, which I thought that was okay. Silvermane though, I'll give him a good as well. He was like a Terminator-ish villain. Sin Eater. Sin Eater is definitely gonna go in amazing. Like he has like Like, I remember he killed Jen DeWolf, and Spider-Man was so pissed off. Uh, like, if you guys have seen like the fan film Web of Spider-Man, and I recommend you guys watch that. Sin Eater is in season 2, and the story is just mind blowing, man. It's mind blowing. Okay, Slide. I found Slide as just one of those lame Spider-Man villains. I didn't really like him that much. More so at all. So, okay, Solo. Solo, I've only seen in one issue, that being when Spider-Man and him team up. I'll put him in good, though. Okay, this Inheritor was terrifying. Soulless. Like the giant Spider-Man villain. I gotta give him, though, I'm gonna say he's good. He's like the most terrifying Inheritor, in my opinion. Like, he's powerful, he's strong, he killed Cosmic Spider-Man, but he died to Scarlet Spider, which I actually found that kind of funny. All right, Speed Demon. Speed Demon's also an okay Spider-Man villain. Not one of the best, but he's just good. All right, Spencer Smythe. I actually found, like I said, Alistair Smythe better, so I'll put Spencer Smythe in good, because he created the original Spider Slayers. Spider Queen, I can't hate her that much. I'll say she's good. Wait, yeah, she's good. She's a good Spider-Man. Okay, the Spider Slayers. The Spider Slayers themselves, I gotta give them amazing, because like they're like an unstoppable force against Spider-Man. Okay, we got a few more left to go, guys. Whew. Okay, Spider Woman. I think it's the niece of Madam Web. Yep. Don't know much about her. I never seen her much. I'll put her in Who for now. Spider Side is definitely one of, like, in my opinion, he's a good Spider clone, in my opinion. And I do like his character. I do like his design. Okay, the spoiler I've never heard of. Oh, wait, actually, I did hear of the spoiler. I just remembered. And he's just an awful character, in my opinion. Okay, Spot. Okay, after seeing both the 90s show and Across the Spider-Verse, yeah, he's an amazing villain. He's not one. I know he sounds lame, but he's just an amazing villain, in my opinion. Okay, this is my list. I cannot miss. Okay, the Squid. Squid, I found one of the most an interesting character. He's an okay villain, though. Okay, Stangron, the Dinosaur Man. I also found him okay as well. Not interesting, but he's just okay. Stillman. Stillman, I found Stillman as a good Spider-Man villain. I did like how ridiculous he sounds. And he is anyway. Okay, Lady Stillman. Yeah. No offense, I just don't really like. I just prefer the original. All right, Street. Okay, yeah. Stunner, the girlfriend of Doc Ock. I gotta give her. I thought her character had an amazing story. A bit. Like, I do like her design. I thought she was fine. All right, Sticks and Stones. Sticks and Stones is definitely like definitely a good Spider-Man villain. Like, they're kind of like assassins. They're street level villains. Could they possibly appear in Spider-Man Brand New Day? Who knows? Okay, Supercharger. Don't know much about it. This kind of looks like a shot. I was like, let me zoom in this. This kind of feels like a shot. Like, that's Powerplex and that's Invincible right there. I'm just saying. Never heard of Supercharger, though. So I'll just put him in who? Swarm, I found just one of those lame Spider-Man villains. I didn't really find him interesting at all. Okay, Swiss Miss. Okay. Tarantula. Okay, we have Tarantula now. Where did I put Black Tarantula? But Tarantula's going in amazing. He's a better version than Black Tarantula. Oh, there he is. He's an okay. Okay, Thousand. Thousand was just like an awful Spider-Man villain at all. I did not like his character at all. Just found it very, very unnecessary. Very weird. All right, the Tinkerer. Tinkerer is a classic Spider-Man villain as well. I'll give him an amazing. Like, he's like a guy that like invents stuff. Okay, Tombstone. Here we are. Tombstone. Tombstone is also an amazing Spider-Man villain in my opinion. Like he's just up there. He's perfect. He's good. Trapster. It's basically Trapster but with a T at the end. I don't really like Trapster at all, but I don't know what characters else better than the Tricentennial. When Peter got hit that cosmic energy, I'll say it's okay for now. I just prefer more of the Sentinels, the original Sentinels. Typeface. He's he's an okay villain as well, I guess. Come on, give me something good. Okay, Venom. Eddie Brock Venom. He's like a spectacular Spider-Man villain. Even though I know he turned into an anti-hero, he's still a spectacular Spider-Man villain. Okay, then we have Matt Gargan. Matt Gargan's Venom. Yeah, that was an amazing Spider-Man villain right there. That was definitely one of the best Spider-Man villains ever. All right, Lee Prince. Okay, yeah, I didn't really like that Venom at all. Yeah, okay. Okay, Vermin. I know a lot of people probably hate Vermin, but I actually don't hate Vermin at all. I gotta give him a good. He's a good Spider-Man villain, in my opinion. Wait, actually, better yet, I'll put him in amazing because I do like him from Kraven's Last Hunt. Judge me if you want, okay? Vermin. She was also the inheritor. I think she's Bride of Solace. I can't remember. She's a good villain though. She's a good villain. Adrian Toomes. Okay, I would have put him in like good, but after seeing him in more action, I gotta give him an amazing. Okay, got a few more. Blackie Drago, the second Vulture. I thought he was a good villain, not one of the best though. All right, next is the Red Vulture, is what I'll call him because he just pretty much dresses up in all red. I thought he was an okay Spider-Man villain, but just not up there. Okay, the Voltrons I did not really like at all. Well, so I'll just say awful because I didn't really like them at all, and that's a fact. Okay, then we have the Wall. Just the lame Spider-Man villain. He doesn't really do much. He's just a guy made of bricks. That's all. Okay, the Walrus. Walrus is just one of the most awful Spider-Man villains I've ever heard of. Okay, Webman. I gotta give credit to Webman. He was, in my opinion, a good Spider-Man villain. So I'll give credit to that. And I do like the suit, how it's backwards. Um, okay. White Rabbit. White Rabbit is, in my opinion, she's an okay Spider-Man villain. Yeah, I do like her character a bit. Okay, Will the Wisp is also an interesting character. I'll put him in okay as well. Okay, which leads these two, which I never heard of. All right. And pretty much there we are. Ladies and gentlemen, there is the character list of my Spider-Man. Oh, I could have done this the whole time, son of a bitch. Um, this, the whole, all of them. So the characters that I've never heard of. Here are the characters I just found awful from Spider-Man history. The lame Spider-Man characters. The okay Spider-Man villains. Some of the good Spider-Man villains. Some of the amazing Spider-Man villains. And then, of course, the spectacular Spider-Man villains, in my opinion. This is my list, guys. So if you want to judge me, just sound off in the comments, I guess. Overall, though, I think this is a good, solid list, in my opinion. Oh, God, I'm still tired. Other than that, I think it's perfect. I think it's a perfect list. That's a perfect list right there. Um, so yeah, that's pretty much it. Comment below what I should do next. What video you guys would like to see me do next. Next, if it's a Tiermaker video or if it's like one of those videos where you just want me to like chill and talk about something, or if you guys want me to like do a reaction video to something, just know that actually I'll just tell you guys, and you guys can look in the community post. But anyway, guys, yeah, that's pretty much it. Be sure you guys hit the like button and hit the subscribe button, and be sure to turn on the notifications for my videos. Also, comment below if you guys are curious, if you guys want to know if there's like any Spider-Man villain in particular from this list that you got think that is going to be in my Spider-Man series. I won't say, but I will you could just guess if you want. You could just guess if like any Spider-Man villain from this list is going to appear. Any Spider-Man villain you guys like. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. I'm gonna go. Peace out, people.